Guys, this is game number 1 between DauT and Twigg. You're going to have to bear with me because it's not going to have the score. So it is your responsibility to just answer questions for people as they ask them. I'll add the score for game 2 onwards. But for game 1, no score, so we can hop right in. It took me some time, but I'm finally feeling it, all right? I'm finally feeling it. I'm 3 hours and 20 minutes into my cast today, and I'm feeling good, ready to cast. We have DauT versus Twigg, best of 5, King of the Desert 3, round of 32. And then we'll have Slam against Winchester. And Backed, if you're still there, I'd actually like to get a pro's opinion and prediction on the series, both this one and the next one, if you're still listening. But DauT's chosen the Khmer, and Twigg has gone for the Lithuanians. If you don't know who Twigg is, he is probably the second best Argentinian player. Both he and FedEx are around the same level, but I think Twigg is better personally. And civ-wise, I think this could go either way. However, Lithuanians tend to... Okay, apparently I'm not with it. Let's slow down a little bit. I think Lithuanians tend to be better against civilizations with playing to archers because of the fast skirms. So, oh yeah, that's true. Capoch, I forgot about Capoch. Maybe Capoch is number 2, Twigg is number 3, and Argentina. So I don't know if Lithuanians necessarily are a civilization that counters Khmer all that much. Like, Khmer's probably going to have better mid-game eco, and Khmer can probably compete with most of the things Lithuanians can do. That is until the relics come in, of course. You have the relic on the left there. That's pretty close to Twigg. You've got one in the middle. Relics seem pretty fair and spread out, but actually, these relics are perfectly fair and spread out if you look at the relics on the minimap near DauT's base. I feel like Khmer also have this mindlessness to it, where you can just place farms wherever. If the going gets rough, you can reboom much easier than you can with Lithuanians. It's weird, but if I had to choose when I was playing this, I would probably choose Khmer over Lithuanians. But then I would be more terrified of playing against Lithuanians than playing against Khmer. That doesn't make any sense, but that's just the way my brain works when it comes to these civs. DauT played very good against Hart in the first round. Hart probably not in tip-top shape. So I think a lot of people have been wondering, was that DauT being really good, or was that DauT being solid and Hart just not being in shape? I think we'll get those answers here today. All right, so I had a question from Backed. Backed says, when will you play King of the Desert 3 T90? I didn't sign up, my friends. I think tail end of this year, start of 2021. Some things are going on behind the scenes. I think you might start seeing me compete a bit, but obviously not in this tournament. We shall see. 3 houses for DauT. Not really that notable, but just the way he's placed them acts as a wall for later. His golds are over to the right-hand side, and here comes Twigg. He arrives, and he sees the berries. All right. Should host a USA Cup and get medal to play again. I have the amount of things I've offered medal to come back to Age of Empires. Like, I told him I would pay him. I was like, I'll pay you to play the game for a week. Like, how much would it cost for me to pay you to play the game for a week? Because you know how it is when people return to Age. You get addicted to it, and then you can't stop. So I wanted to enable his habit. And I miss Metal. He's a really fun player. Pay to play, yeah. Like, would a couple $100 do it? Would that get you to play the game for a week? He's just not interested. Feels bad. But a USA Cup would be interesting. Yeah, like Daniel, Spring. Like, let's face it, Spring is a really good player if the maps are open and he actually cares. As shown. Guys, quick little tangent. Spring, if you look at his profile, was 2K 1v1. 2 weeks later, 1600 1v1. 2 weeks later, 2K 1v1. If that doesn't tell you, like, no other player can do that. No other player that's 2K can drop down that low and then rise back up. That's what Spring is. So a USA Cup would be pretty interesting, I think. And then you got like Scotty and some other names. But let's talk more about this. DauT with the very safe, clean walls. These walls are good for a start. These walls are not great for long term. Like, his farm eco is going to be safe. his wood eco, his food eco, all of that will be safe here. But I can't say this is all that good to secure the golds. But the thought process is, if you don't fall behind early, you can get ahead in feudal, and then you can take those golds. Whereas Twigg has a little bit more to do with the walls. Both players will be arriving in feudal age around the same time. Yeah, PJM, that was I could say so much. We'll just leave it at that for now. Alright, so there's the stable. But now remember, as Twigg, that's not a good sign. First game, and he leaves a hole in his wall. Remember, 2v2 World Cup is coming soon after King of the Desert. We'll have the official announcement, information, and everything in a few weeks, as well as the hype video. But 2v2 World Cup would be really interesting for our scene. And I'm, you know, of course, debating if I might want to get involved. Okay, so DauT just took a look around. Like, okay, he's got stone back here. That's good to see. His gold's forward. That's good to see. And then DauT just left. Smart move because you want to hold control. One important thing to point out is that DauT has not made a barracks. He's commerce, so you can make the stable before the barracks. So that means you can't really push offensively with spears, but right now he doesn't need defensive spears. Twigg, 3 scouts for himself. Also, it's like I have a lisp. Also is Lithuanians. I clearly did not hydrate enough before the stream today. My bad. With Lithuanians, you have the faster trash. So I think having a few defensive spears is fine. But, you know, I'm surprised. I guess he doesn't know that DauT's fully walled, but I'm surprised that he's pushing forward so early. And DauT comes in, like, he's fully walled at home, and he says, thank you very much. Easiest kill of his life. And he could even find more in here, too. That's all DauT wanted. DauT just wanted to have good, solid eco, and then he could get a lead and then take his gold. Got the walls there from Twigg. Well played as the spears chased DauT around. I could be using this time to possibly wall this side. So DauT could never leave here. Yeah, this is... like, this is such a simple thing that DauT has done. And it's so smart. Like, I really hope DauT isn't watching, because it bothers me he might be hearing me compliment him to this degree. Because you know that he would never do the same for me. But my god, like, it's so smooth. And now what he could do is he could just protect this gold with his scouts. Add one more scout, he could attack the scouts. Then he could take the gold, and he's golden. He even was able to get away with these scout numbers too. So this actually leads Twigg to have to pull the spears forward. And I think Twigg can only do that after he's fully walled. So I wouldn't say that DauT's base is all that good. But the berry positioning and which wood lines he chose and how he walled it in made it great. And you could say a similar thing about Twigg. Like, he could have also walled in his wood and his farm eco with back berries. He just didn't do that. And he's going to have that gold problem as well. Alright, so he will wall in towards the gold. It's a good move. I always hate to be in Twigg's position now because, you know, you've lost a Vil. You feel like you need to get a counter in. You don't know if you can accomplish that. And then you also don't know how much DauT's committing and if DauT's going to make anything more. Like, is he going to make additional scouts? Is DauT going to make an archer range now to make archers for your spears? Like, what's DauT's approach? It seems like DauT wants to get bloodlines. And there it is for DauT. He takes the fight on the hill. Now, if Twigg follows this in, Twigg can wall and macro behind all this as he's also adding more scouts. Twigg housed, but just slightly. The house was already on the way up. See, now Twigg has no guarantee that DauT will be exposed. DauT's towering, and DauT could also hop in the houses as commerce, so he would have been fine. And so Twigg is forced to come back. DauT has bloodlines, so 65 HP, and he picks off 1 spear. I don't think he could pick off 3, but he could also pick off this Vil, maybe? Probably not. Good save from Twigg. Look at the resources for DauT. So crazy. Yeah, I think DauT will turn this into YOLO. Do you guys think DauT goes elephants? Do you think he goes for that play we saw in team games not too far back? I mean, now he's making some archers. Like, is he tempted to go with 4 to 6 elephants instead of knights at the start? If Twigg loses this, he'll snap. You would make that joke. All right. Wheelbarrow in for Twigg in a moment as he's taking a decent fight against DauT, considering he has more units and has the spears. Yeah, when you see that someone has built the tower like this, that pretty much tells you that they're going to all-in you a bit, because they will not add the second TC. So what I like about Open Arabia maps is just the fact that we see military players have to fight for map control instead of wall. And Twigg has more numbers, but he also doesn't know where he can hit. Does not want to fight under the tower. I think he could, but DauT will wisely add more scouts. Remember, there's no tower. Okay, now there's a tower for Twigg. But Twigg is way behind in terms of the uptime. The Khmer farms are just sick. Like, even with more on food, still doesn't matter. DauT just playing safe, defensive. Okay, I take it back. I don't think we'll see elephants. I think he's going to go into a knight or two, but then mainly crossbows. I thought maybe with the tower, we'd see 2 stable. Quick all in on that gold, but he could always just go for the crossbowman. I know it's a meme that DauT can't micro, but his micro's been really good in this game. His decision making is what sets him apart. If you're new to Age, this guy's been playing for about 20 years. On and off, of course. Did have a few year-long or couple year-long breaks in there. Why isn't Twigg up? Go up! Is he missing a building? Oh, he didn't have a blacksmith! That's so bad. I think that's nerves. Look at those resources. Oh, man, he could have clicked up a minute or two ago. And here comes DauT. DauT's getting light cav. He's getting bodkin arrow. He'll have crossbow. And with this gold, you're that late to Castle Age? Can you even survive? DauT will just wait. Being patient with his upgrades. Chat is so savage. You should have borrowed one of your 2 blacksmiths. I hate you. I love you, but I hate you. DauT does not want to dive underneath the tower. I guess at this point, DauT realizes I'm way ahead. Let's just get further ahead, and let's try and pressure the wood line instead. Wow. We'll see if Twigg will be dead. I'll stop the rhymes. Sorry, I didn't mean to Dr. Seuss you. Yeah, you can range the gold from this side. The tower's not even that good against Bodkin. Twigg is clearly going to go full stable units. He wants his own light cav soon. Will he be able... Okay, good mining camp. That actually means that his villagers will be closer to the right side and thus closer to the tower. Wouldn't surprise me at all to see DauT start diving in here and making a few decisions. Like, maybe send... Well, once the rest of the crossbows come forward, then you can think about separating the light cav and the crossbows. But for now, I think leaving these crossbows unguarded would be a mistake. DauT needs ballistics? I don't necessarily think so. I mean, ballistics is the norm when you see archers, but I think more than anything he needs a second TC. He's actually going out to mine that stone. He's already ahead because he's taken Twigg off of the gold. And so I think now... What if Twigg gets super ballsy and counterattacks? Can he do that? No, he can't. Because the second he leaves, his gold gets wrecked. Twigg's other gold's on the right, the other one's on the left. So he can TC here, but he's still going to need some of this gold for now. Making some knights, getting forging. And more than anything, DauT's just got to snowball this lead. He hasn't killed many villagers. Twigg has done a... I don't know if it's luck or if it's calculated, but he's done a good job keeping the vill numbers high. I think here's where you abandon that gold and switch over to that one. But then again, you need knights to clear this. You really need to have chain barding, too. I don't think he can fight this, especially if DauT sends an elephant in. Like, that elephant does so much. Boom. Attack from DauT. Twigg reacts. But Twigg still does not have the army answer. He can react. But that's all he's going to be doing is reacting and reacting and reacting, and DauT knows that. Do not be surprised to see DauT gain a big eco lead here, both in resources, but also in TCs. Oh, and Twigg, never mind, it won't even get to that point. He calls it. How clean was that from DauT? Guys, I think Twigg needed to get his blacksmith up earlier, man. He was too late to clicking up to Castle Age. He lost to Villager. DauT did not. DauT just made that look so easy. Like, look at this eco. It's so cute, man. It's like, long term, these walls do so little for you, but your long-term position is stronger if you make those walls and use the scouts properly, which is exactly what DauT did. You don't have to fully wall your base. Just protect yourself early. Let your military do the talking. That was good stuff. That said, I don't think we've seen it best from Twigg. Twigg is a very good player, and I noticed a few things there, which might have been first game of the day, or maybe just some nerves settling in because of the tournament. I don't think that DauT is a player who really gets nervous, though, which is a concern if you're Twigg. I mean, some players just have so much experience that they'll go into a set, and it's not going to be a huge deal for them. I think DauT's one of them. Bear with me, guys. I've just got to set up the scoreboard in-game and out-of-game. We'll fix that, and we'll hop into game 2. Nothing like 20 years of experience going into a tournament. There's not many players that can say that. You know what's interesting about DauT as well? Is that while he is an older player, he's pretty good with innovation and learning and trying out new things with civilizations. Like, he is a boomer, but he doesn't necessarily act like one. I feel like Hidden Cup showed that with his practice strategies with Tato. And even there, like, there's just a few small things. Anytime there's a bonus, he's able to make use of it, regardless of if it's new or old. That's always been the case. Yeah, no Bulgarians for DauT. That's true. I would love to see DauT pick Bulgarians. He's probably one of the only pro players who started using Bulgarians in rated games. Okay, speaking of DauT being a boomer, I want to tell a story here to lead us up to DauT playing Mayans. It's actually Mayans versus Celts, so Twigg could do so much with some type of a Huang rush here.
DauT seems so likable because he seems like the best any of us could become with years of playing.
Tudpool, thank you. I think that's also why a lot of people are a fan of Huang, is because Huang makes some relatable mistakes, but is also very good. I don't know. But let me tell you a story. So, what year did you guys start watching Age of Empires 2? Give me a year.
Kid.
Rough guesstimate. And this is, I should say, watching Age of Empires 2 on Twitch. Sorry. Okay, I'm getting a lot of 2020s, a lot of 2019s, a lot of 2018s. Okay. So you know how DauT is very outspoken and very talkative and tries new things, right? That wasn't really DauT when I first knew him. So DauT didn't have a microphone. He never did interviews after games. And then here we are in 2020, and DauT's like known for all his trolls. You donate to my stream, you hear him say I suck. He's one of the biggest trash talkers. But yeah, he didn't have a mic. He didn't talk. And the joke Dave and I always used to make was that DauT was co-casting with us all the time. So we'd be like, DauT, what do you think about that? Excellent insight from DauT, because DauT would, his voice wasn't known. And what really made me think about that was the fact that DauT also always used to choose Mayans. Like, I think it was a big team game tournament with Tyrant. Mayans pocket. Mayans pocket. Mayans pocket. He's been playing Mayans forever. And now he's got Mayans against Celts. The Civ which has been out forever, but is he going to be able to deal with the pressure? And what type of pressure will Twigg go with? We'll get some answers here. I actually love Twigg's map. If Twigg wants to go fast castle, this map is perfect for it. Think about the wall potential. You could wall here and wall here. So you protect your berries, you protect your golds, and then you just need a little bit of walling on the left side. I suppose DauT could also try and go for some FC play. I don't think we'll see it, but he does have some wall potential between woodlines to protect golds and berries as well. So, very fair map gens here. I know that there's been some bad ones from King of the Desert, but this looks really good. Will Twigg go for barracks, or will he go for the mill? He's actually going for the mill. before the barracks. Say 9 times out of 10, players are making the barracks before the mill with Celts. Yeah, Mayans were popular back then as well, but I think in the team games, Bogus, I don't know if you saw, but we actually reviewed some old videos and old casts on the channel the other day on stream. But yeah, back then it was like DauT Mayans. Every single team game, it'd be like DauT Mayans Pocket. It's so weird to say Mayans Pocket in 2020 because that's never a thing. And then you'd have Riots, Mongols Pocket, or like Persians. Have some of the other players on the flank back in the Tyrant days. What does DauT do? I would like to see DauT go for Drush into Fast Feudal, maybe. Drush into Fast Archers. So you can engage against the militia from Celts before it gets out of hand. I mean, everything that Mayans can make, Celts can counter. It's just the stage of the game that it comes out. If Mayans go for plumes, or Mayans just go for archers in general, Celts have the siege. Would you say Mayan economy is better, or would you say that Celt economy is better? I suppose they're both really good eco civs. But anyways, Celt has the eco to match Mayans at least. If you make eagles, then Celts can go for woad raiders. Yeah, I'd say that these civs have comparable economies in that they're strong. Like if there was a tier list of eco bonuses, just giving Spirit of the Law content ideas now. Top 10 eco bonuses. Top 10 eco bonus civs in the game. I got you, Spirit. But I'd say Mayans and Celts are somewhere close to each other on that table. It depends, though. Like, in this case, it's all about how it matches up. I'm really surprised that Twigg, and again, my overlay is not showing that he's on the way to Feudal. It's been really buggy recently. It should sort itself out here. There we go. Kind of surprised he's going into Man-at-Arms with this map. DauT's just going for straight archers. It always depends. You can make a top 10 list, but it really depends. I'd say here, the key thing with Mayans is just how much gold they're able to hold on to because of the or longer lasting resources. Twigg sees the gold. Twigg does not see a barracks. If you don't see a barracks in this instance, you've got to assume that the barracks is probably hidden away. If the barracks is hidden away, he's probably not going for his own man-at-arms. And then it's likely going to be archers. Still, it's not like this doesn't suit Celts. I think Celts could go man-at-arms into 2 lumber camps, into a fast range, into some skirmishers. There's the range for DauT. Another game where he takes a map, which is not supposed to be wallable, and goes for these itty-bitty little walls. This doesn't look good, man. If it wasn't DauT, I'd be like, what is this? But his eco is going to be secure, and that's all that matters. And it takes time to get to archers. He knows that. I have to say, I'm surprised Twigg has been so hesitant. Like, he didn't have to wait at home with his man-at-arms, but he did. Here he goes. By the time he pressures DauT, DauT's already going to have an archer out. That's not normal. The downside of going straight archers is that it takes so much time. All right. Interesting. What's up, Evil Spartan? We'll see Fletching come in. So DauT's going with the eco decision of staying on 1 range instead of going 2 ranges. He'll put the rest of his wood into farms. Usually that's what happens anyways. Really well played from DauT. You look at Twigg's eco. Not loving it because he doesn't have an archer range yet. He's just working on walling up. I feel like around the 15th minute is going to be a problem area for Twigg. At that stage, the man-at-arms will be borderline useless. DauT's going to have fletching on quite a few archers, and he does not have skirmishers coming out yet. So that's why he's trying to wall up. Now, the beautiful thing about having Celts, like fletching or no fletching, you can still get some archer pickoffs. Especially if you distract DauT enough. I like how he's using the scout to tempt DauT into attacking it, or maybe even to block. DauT backs away. Well played from both there. But yeah, the man-at-arms are quite weak. One Smitty says, T90, who's your favorite viewer and why is it one Smitty? You got me. Because you're funny. Yeah, that. Damn it. That was well played. There's the archery range for Twigg. Now, I feel like if you go skirmishers at this stage, it just invites DauT into eagles. If DauT sees that you have lower skirmisher numbers, he's not going to wait around, continue to make archers, and allow you to just make skirms to counter him. That's going to give DauT the time. Shot it. So I'd say advantage DauT at least when it comes to momentum with military, but still depends. And then, you know, just to come back to my point where I said that Celts do have the answer to counter everything that Mayans make, that's true. But if DauT keeps his archers alive, it's not like Twigg can just go longsword in the next stage. The longsword would probably die then. So for Twigg, it's all about eco. He chose to stay with one lumber camp this entire time, which is fine. He's just got to get more farms up with the wood from the straggler trees right now. Every time he gets to 60 wood, farm. And then wait for the army from DauT and try and pick it off. Yeah, DauT has the game sense to realize the situation. He's making a few eagles. Second game in a row that we've seen a tower from DauT on a vulnerable gold. Todiol, I will be casting that one for YouTube. Thank you guys. Like as a whole, you guys do such a good job of letting me know when cool games happen. Because, well, I mean, I do spend probably 60 plus hours watching Age of Empires each week, whether I'm streaming or just doing YouTube stuff or just watching on my own time. But yeah, it still helps to have suggestions. I've had a lot of people suggest a few games recently. Explain benefits of plumes compared to crossbow line. It's so plumed archers are more mobile. Plumed archers in general are easier to use due to that, and also their cost. But the issue with plumed archers is you need a castle, so you likely are going to give up military momentum because you need to get to a castle to make them. Whereas archers, DauT's able to make archers all feudal age, get to the next stage, click crossbow bodkin, and he's fine. So the big takeaway with that is plumed archers, while they are faster, and in many ways I'd say they're better, if you can get to them. Like any map you start with a castle, you're going to make plumes over crossbows. 8 times out of 10, not 9 times out of 10, you probably want to be going for the crossbows in today's current meta. Because of the momentum and controlling the game. So that's kind of the gist. Yeah, plumes have better pierce armor. They also have more HP. So they are a better unit stat-wise. It's just harder to get to. T90, will Dave join you for the next Fat Slub video? No, I'm just gonna invite your mom. Because, you know, the whole fat thing. Anyways, that was a bad joke. DauT getting scale mail armor. 2 barracks. And DauT doesn't seem to be interested in adding that town center, and I just like the focus. I think it's smart thinking from DauT to prioritize map control. This is my point about the skirms. 3 skirmishers. If you make that range immediately, which a lot of players do, then what happens is these archers aren't a big deal. DauT's still going to be committing into eagles and crossbows, and Twigg will go into the stable, so I guess he doesn't need to commit any more to the skirms, but I think Twigg is going to look back and think he could have had the range a little bit faster. Is he going to go? I think he's going to attempt a siege workshop. He's making the palisade gate. Remember, palisade gates, when they're not completed, have no armor. So that gate, while it's halfway up, it's only at 100 HP. I think DauT should be shooting that right now. Chain barding armor for Twigg is he's pretty much tossing away the skirmishers. DauT's still looking to break in here. He's close to it. Twigg needs to defend when, in reality, what he wants to do is attack. And he wants to go YOLO. Whoa, DauT! Oh, there's a hole. Okay, there's not a hole. There is a hole. There is a hole. DauT's through. DauT's through, and he's taking what is a good fight for now. This is before Eagle Warrior comes in. Twigg is sending these knights back in to deal with this. DauT actually went forward. Chainmail armor for DauT. Still has the archers to contribute. They won't contribute that much right now. They're only doing 1 damage a hit against the knights, but you never know. It will be 6 knights. This is a good fight for Twigg to take out that eagle. And can he micro the weak one away and use the 5 knights for now? I think so. Now, does DauT fight? Does he go for Vilpix here? Good job from Twigg to micro the weak knights away when he has the opportunity. I don't think you go for Vilpix here. I still think you don't want to lose army control, but he's going to lose it anyways. So there he goes. Now he sees, all right, my archers will do nothing. Let's snipe Vils. And he, in the end, gets 1. At least 1 on the gold. Siege Workshop still not up because Twigg's been doing so much. And I guess, remember, these games were played this week. Remember that these are wrecks that have never been seen before, and I guess they paused because Twigg was having some lag issues. Didn't DauT get arson a moment ago? I think he did. DauT will want to convert a high HP knight. He does get a conversion from long range. I would say Twigg is fine. I mean, I don't think he ever wanted to make this Siege Workshop at home. It also feels like there's a hole between the houses there. But yeah, he hasn't had to build a tower. He could go for a second town center. He could boom more than DauT could right now. Actually, that said, DauT did buy or collect some stone to go for the second TC. So maybe he will get a lead there. But imagine if Twigg counters. It's not that easy for DauT to pressure Twigg right now. I think DauT senses the fact that since he's not troubling Twigg, Twigg's going to need defense, or he's going to need defense from Twigg with the monks. All right, he'll kill that villager. I wonder if DauT will expect a Siege Workshop on the hill then. Would not at all surprise me if he checks for that. I think he's going to look, because forward villager normally means that that's going to be the case. He's looking, he's looking, he's looking, doesn't see anything. Defensive monastery. And also taking the relics to that monastery. Here come the knights. If you're DauT, you've got to bring your monks over here. And DauT's doing okay. Vil lead now. Twigg, second TC on the stone too. Woodline and the stone, perfect TC. Now bringing Scorpions forward. Now Scorpions are an interesting addition here. I like it a lot. They're not that good against the Eagles if you only have 2. I think if you get 4 or 5 is where it gets really devastating. But the other thing, and the big thing I need to point out here, the monks change everything for DauT. See that knight that DauT has? He converted that. If he converts 3 or 4 more knights when Scorpions push forward, then he uses those knights against the Scorpions. Yeah, so monks will go a long way here. Also, the fact that DauT has stayed on stone tells me he does want to get a castle up. I don't know if that means plumes. We'll see. But just a defensive castle will be useful. And he's also expecting a bit of an all-in push after seeing the houses and now knowing that there's siege here with the outpost. DauT will at least be prepped for this. And this is what I mean. Watch this. If DauT gets conversions... Oh, he doesn't! If he gets conversions, he could use the conversions against the Scorpions. Also, the Scorpions could be used against the monks. And DauT's a monk down. Now also down a villager. I think his focus was on the right side for a bit because he knows there were knights over there. Celt Scorpions, though. Oh! DauT's got to go split formation there. You can't run in a line against Scorpions. That's a mistake. 2 relics for DauT. 2 TCs, 3 TCs now for Twigg. Who is missing eco upgrades. He's missing wheel. DauT has that. He's missing bow assault. DauT has that. You don't really need to have the second farm upgrade here, but it's very useful. DauT has that. And DauT's resources last longer, and DauT decides to fight before the Scorpion number gets out of hand. How many conversions will DauT get? He gets 1? I think he'll get 2 here. That's a huge fight for DauT. The Scorpions did so little. Was that 4, maybe 5 Scorpions down? Excellent eco from DauT. excellent addition of the monks and good protecting of them here as well as the scouts come in. I'd be surprised. Do they have Sanctity? Yeah, see? I'd be surprised if Twigg gets any pickoffs, and DauT's just pushing out across the map now. Even saves this monk. Nope. If you're DauT, your big concern is how you transition here. Easiest way to transition is to continue to take control of the map. George, you're spot on. I think Woad Raiders are definitely the way to go against the Eagles if you're in Twigg's position. But remember, since DauT's been on stone, DauT could always mix in plumes. Plumes are good against the Woads. It's really tough. It's a really good Civ matchup. But I think you're seeing the difference, excuse me, in the macro right now. Because DauT has 31 farms, and it just became 22 for Twigg. He was at 16 for a while. And Twigg's placing the castle here. DauT's housed. I think DauT's going to go up to Imp. Expect DauT to be in a position to maybe even go with a forward castle to treb down the castle from Twigg. It's ballsy, but if he knew it was there, I think he'd consider it. 1, 2, 3 TCs for DauT. He sees a lot with his houses, with his monastery, with his outposts. Yep, he sees this and he reacts. It's enough Eagles to take that fight, and the monks are here, and DauT's on the way to Imp. So I actually think you continue with Eagles, because the worst case scenario for you is if you try a tech switch now and get overrun. So I actually think you already have the upgrades on the Eagles. You continue to make Eagles for now. While you're making Eagles, you trickle in plumes. And then you'll get to a point where you have enough plumes where on their own, they'll be good. Twigg's eco significantly worse with upgrades. And with numbers, they're tied. And the resources don't last as long as Twigg takes a fight. Remember, Twigg's making knights. It's not something you want to make long-term with Celts. Eagles and plumes, that's exactly what you want to make long-term if you're DauT. That's what he's doing. I think DauT's going to take a different approach. Instead of forcing a fight against this castle and dropping a forward castle to do that, with the amount of relics DauT already has and the amount of gold that he sees, I think he's going to try and starve the Celt player out a bit and just get ahead to his options. He actually has not seen this. I think if he saw that, instead of opening up with conscription, he might consider opening up with a treb, but pretty certain that conscription will come out for DauT so we can mass more and more Eagles. Twigg still hasn't clicked, guys. He still has not clicked up as DauT runs around the map with villagers placing outposts to get more relics. I mean, he can get El Dorado Elite Eagles before Twigg's even an Imp. How does Twigg kill this? Like, I'm pretty sure he doesn't. DauT knows it, too. And Twigg just calls the GG. He sees the Eagles. He knows he's not Imp. And he just called the GG there. Guys, I think that Twigg made a mistake with his follow-up to Man-at-Arms. The best way to punish straight archers is to be fast with Man-at-Arms. He was 30 to 45 seconds slower than he should have been, in my opinion. And then most players go for an immediate range follow-up into fast skirmishers. Like, DauT would never have comfortably been able to get to Eagles if Twigg didn't delay the skirmishers. Like, if he goes Man-at-Arms skirm right away, like, DauT's forced into a tower, DauT can't push out at all. I think it all stems from feudal age. It's such a small little thing, but the fact that Twigg was so late to that range, which made, what, 4 skirmishers, and he didn't get any ranged upgrades? I think Twigg will look back at that, and it's the transitions that can kill you. It's another set in King of the Desert where DauT's making the important things look so easy. The relics, the macro, the uptime, the composition, the fights. I just never had a DauT. At this stage, I never had a doubt that DauT would win. He would get this relic. He would get this relic, so he'd have all 5. He'd be an Imp. He'd have El Dorado. He'd have Trebs. And DauT up 2-0. 36 kills for Twigg. Still invested a lot to get there. Less food, less wood, less gold, and just a little bit more stone for the Argentinian, who is 1 game away from being out of King of the Desert. Yo, Jay Credible, he says, if you smell what my subs are cooking, Okay, that's a little bit weird out of context. Thank you. Let's update the score. And let's keep moving. Okay, score should be updated for us. Also, what's up, Ducks? Ducks, are you proud of me that I've been able to handle everything on my own today? I'd like to see Twigg get a win. Would you guys agree? I'd like to see Twigg show people what he's made of.
T90.
This is game number 3. DauT has Franks and then Britons for Twigg. Whoa, and they're so close together. Wow. Like, Twigg is so close to DauT that he should just walk over and be like, hey, neighbor, do you have a cup of sugar? Like, what? Imagine if Twigg goes man-at-arms or DauT goes man-at-arms. Make the barracks here, make the barracks here. Be on the same part of the screen. Crazy. Gold and stone and wood on the back for Twigg. There's no shortage of wood for him. For DauT, he's just got one wood line on the back, but a few other rounds. I'd say normally in this Civ matchup, it's all about mobility and eco with Franks. It's going to be a little bit more difficult in some ways to use the mobility as Franks if you're so close to the Briton player. Archers are slow, so the closer they are in many ways could be good. I guess it depends, right? Because DauT could just arrive to Twigg space that much faster since they're so close. My point is I think the Briton range will matter a lot more in Castle Age here. What is that lumber camp? DauT! What? Am I crazy? Or is that a questionable lumber camp? I feel like this is a good lumber camp. 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 Even this is a good lumber camp. But he's placed the lumber camp on the edge of a wood line. All right. Not so good if he chops through a layer of trees. Gold on the back is good for DauT. And neither player has been very lamey. We've not seen scouts go forward to steal resources. So it should be pretty fair in that regard. Yeah, it's like Twigg's showing us how it's done. He chops through his twigs, and then he's still got a well-placed lumber camp. That won't be the case for DauT. It's not questionable. It is directly bad. Listen, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. As a caster, you never want to say that it is 100% a bad thing. Both to be nicer to the player, so they don't trash talk you in the next Hidden Cup video. But also because then you're never wrong, right? If I say that DauT should do something, but it depends, and then he does something different and he wins, it still don't look bad. But like the depends word, it always saves the reputation of the caster. Do not question the ways of the Lord. Okay, listen. With all that said, this is a bad lumber camp. 100% a bad lumber camp. I wasn't going to say anything, but, you know, you hear the DauT is Lord, DauT does no wrong meme one too many times, and it's time to be honest. No, not that I lie to you guys. I'm just making jokes, but sometimes the depends does save the reputation of the caster. Yeah, there's nothing worse than placing something like that and then knowing a lot of people are going to watch, I'm sure. What happened, I wasn't on his Fog of War at the time, but right when he placed it, I toggled to it, and he didn't have this area scouted, so I think he assumed the wood line extended a bit further. DauT sees where Twigg is. He knows where Twigg's gold is, where his berries are, where the wood is. Twigg encountering a common problem where you don't find your opponent as early because you would assume that he'd be over here. You would never think that they're going to be in the south. Like, he might be thinking now, is he in the north? But then he sees this 4-tile gold. It's very important to know how many tiles that is. He checks the stone, 4-tile. Yeah, DauT's got to be around here somewhere. DauT's getting loom. DauT drops off food a little bit late, and boom, feudal age. Meanwhile, Twigg is making 3 militia. This will be a drush for Twigg, who still has not located DauT. He's getting close. He's beginning to wall up as well. Okay, now he sees DauT's houses. He'll know the TC's probably over here. This is unfortunate, man. He still hasn't found where DauT's taking any resources. But at least he knows where DauT is. He'll start sending the militia forward. DauT did not scout that barracks. But I think he's expecting something like man-at-arms, so he's prepping the walls anyways. There's his own barracks. Remember, he's Frank's. And Twigg will send the militia around. DauT has every intention of chasing this scout down when he's in feudal. I think Twigg has every intention of going up to feudal age soon after this attack. You see there, he's getting loom. He has the food, and DauT, surprise! Okay, now DauT's got a quick wall. So let's talk key areas. Quick wall, DauT! Oh, trap him! Oh, make a gate. Oh, man. I thought DauT was going to go for the trap of his lifetime there. The key areas you want to hit when someone's going scouts is the berries and the wood line. Towering a gold, attacking a gold obviously does nothing because they're not even using that. If you're drushing, you want to hit the berries, but if you can't, then you just force walls as much as possible. And DauT will make the stable. I'm not a fan of the stable spot. I'd prefer it be further out. I'd like to see him be able to protect his, or have more farm space around, but it's not the worst. What's the follow-up for Twigg? We look back at his base. Walling to this side. And he has 3 on gold, so he could go for man-at-arms. He could send a spearman forward. But we will see at least 1 range for Twigg. Nubsteri, none of the games in the round of 32 are live because there's so many games. There were 4 best of 5s yesterday, 4 best of 5s today, and then 4 best of 5s tomorrow and on Sunday. So all these games have already happened, but they've never been seen. So it's basically a live game, except you guys don't have to wait an hour and 30 minutes between each set. So it saves everyone's time.
Ready.
I think Twigg could consider man-at-arms here. But you send the spearman first. You send the spearman forward. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe you save this res for eco upgrades and then get fletching for the archers. Yeah, especially since DauT might be thinking about heading over to your base. You want the spearman at home. Twigg is close to being fully walled. It is risky to run out here, but he could do it. If he had just scouted this, I think he would have built his ranges diagonally towards this wood line and then go boop, boop. DauT makes the decision instead of counterattacking because he doesn't see a spear to take out the militia. So all around, good play from both players. This is a straight up clean and good, well-fought game from both. DauT with the easiest micro he'll have today. Takes out those 3 militia who really didn't stand a chance. Will DauT add a range? I think the answer is yes. Where and when is the question. The range for skirmishers needed, and there it is. Twigg working on walling. Twigg will have to wall back here. Okay, so he's gone for the smaller walls. I think the second Twigg's walled, he should push forward. Just checking for holes here. I think there might be a hole between the palisade and the blacksmith. If you're walled, you know it's going to take time for DauT to get the skirmishers out, so start pushing forward. There's no risk that he's going to do any damage to you at home. And DauT's just tracking this all the way in. Now, you should make an extra scout or 2 in this situation, I think. You still want to have good map control. Having the scouts with your skirmishers are perfect. The skirms can mainly be used for those archers. Or, sorry, for the spearmen is what I meant to say. Yeah, you take out the spears, then the scouts are still fine. DauT under pressure right now. It's off the 44 food that's left on the berries, and he's also idled with the wood line. Guys, he just has 1 lumber camp right now, so his wood eco is harassed big time. And these are fletching archers. And DauT's skirmisher will go down. Like, DauT's macro seems pretty good, but he is getting out-microed right now. A scout goes down. Getting armor for the skirms. Twigg, maybe too focused on the front. He gets housed. And badly. Okay, so Twigg, it's officially reached the stage where the skirmishers are going to be worrying. So, it's tough to know what to do in this situation. Usually, you just gotta run. Run away. Keep your numbers alive. In Castle Age, you could add knights against those skirmishers, so it's not the best move for DauT long term, but for the mid game. DauT's in a good position. You could make your own skirms to match it, or you could just be a massive micro nerd with more numbers. DauT also housed, I noticed. That's why he's getting wheel. So sloppy from both players when it comes to that. Two of those scouts are one volley away from going down. DauT could still use those to distract. It's not even about the scouts right now. It's more so about the ranged units. Remember, Britain ranges work faster. So if Twigg wants to outpop with ranges, he could still just do that. DauT making a second range now and forced to make a tower on the wood line. You know those little walls we talked about with DauT in Game 1 and Game 2? And how he goes for the small walls to take control, and then he takes his resources and collects them in the next stage? This is the downside of going for the tiny walls. Because if you play open with tiny walls and you don't take control, then Twigg has control and it's hard to counterattack him. So Twigg had more to do with walling, but I think for now, he's going to be happy with the fact that DauT's not pushing him. I say for now because DauT still has full skirmisher, and DauT's still on the hill. A Twigg. Oh, the beautiful micro from Twigg. Oh! Fancy micro. He just needs to get his own skirms in here. Especially since the scouts are so weak. Adding your own skirms, no problem with that. Fighting uphill against DauT. In the end, it ends up being very close. But the resources that Twigg has seems to be a lot higher. He's also looking at 9 skirms against DauT's 9 skirms, and he could maybe just send the archers around. And what's to stop him from separating his skirmishers from his archers if DauT sends the scouts forward? DauT's having some big eco problems. Twigg's about to click up. The Twigg now adding a stable at home. He's got some wild farms over here. I don't know if he needs to have that much on wood. He probably should be placing the farms as we speak. And Twigg just decides, let's back away. We'll take out the scouts. Oof. And play defensive. Guys, Twigg is on the way up. DauT nowhere close to clicking up. I think Twigg should stay on the hill with his skirmishers. 12 against 7. Nope, I lied. Never do that. Never do that. You could add a scout or two here, though. DauT catching up with resources, has enough skirmishers to kill some vills. Twigg will probably pull the weak ones, so it takes some time. 2 scouts, I think you take the fight. But you might be tempted to make 1 scout just to get DauT off your back. The archers, skirmishers still alive. There's actually an archer behind the wood line, so DauT finally makes another lumber camp over here. There it is. Great awareness from Twigg, too. Yep, he shows the fact he has a scout. Sometimes you can wait for knights. Here, I think you get a good advantage over DauT before DauT upgrades these units. He engages. DauT reacts, but it's still skirmishers against scouts. And then over here, Twigg is in. Does he want to fight before upgrades, though? I think you back away. Wait for crossbow at least. A knight could join. Twigg's micro is perfect here, too. We missed it because of everything else, but he pulled this 1 scout away, which is weak. DauT's lost 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 skirmishers so far. 26 military versus 15. For the first time in this series, DauT is in Castle Age after Twigg. Whew. Thank you, Lord Ix. It's one of my greatest accomplishments ever. Kappa. Britons are so good here, too, because you get the extra range in your archers. You now could add a second TC.
Ready.
It's so cheap to do so. I'd say maybe make it on this side of the gold, since that seems to be a problem area for him. 1 or 2 knights is fine. DauT will get to elite skirm. Seems like it anyways. Twigg, perfect micro, and I think Twigg is going to have ballistics in a moment. Where are the knights? Oh, we've got more crossbows over here. No knights. Just microing on this side. He's pressuring DauT on this side. DauT's in big trouble. DauT cannot lose a significant fight. If he loses a significant fight, it's over. Oh, and Elite Skirmisher takes so long to complete, guys. Twigg on both sides, all over DauT. Here, he's still looking at 8 range on the crossbows. DauT's halfway to Elite Skirm. Loses another one, and another one. And another one over here. Now a Knight comes in. The Knight could attack Lumberjacks, but most importantly, could be used against the Skirms. I think you just pass. Just pass and use what's now... Sorry, you use what is against now Elite Skirm. Over here, DauT made a Knight, loses the Knight, also lost all of those Skirmishers. That trade was so bad for DauT. But DauT holds on for now, though. I think Twigg, since he's only on 7 crossbows and most are weak, will have to bail. Second TC on the way for Twigg. Did he get ballistics? Oh, it's on the way. Okay. So no armor, which is a bit of a surprise. DauT just wants to go full Skirm now. I see him making a university. What's in the tower? Oh, villagers. They're gone now. Okay, now that +2 armor's in and soon ballistics, it can be really complicated for Twigg to engage against these skirmishers. Yeah, once the knights have armor, though, it's a different story, and then armor's on the way. And, oh, Twigg with the 2 crossbows behind the wood line. So annoying. DauT forced to leave that wood line temporarily to clean that up.
1990. You rule.
Oh, he's trying with the skirmishers. 2 knights won't be enough to win the game, but it's certainly enough to tank the skirmisher fire and get damage in. Twigg is on point with his Micro right now. And takes out another skirmisher, runs away. And here he's got to bail entirely, and he does. Okay, eco update. DauT 1 TC, desperate to hold on. Market now, probably to buy, like, look at how much gold he has. He's probably going to buy stone for a second TC. Twigg has been on 2 TCs, but must have had idle time, and is now going to a 3rd.
Ready.
Still missing some crucial eco upgrades, which has been plaguing Twigg all series. The players are so close. This is all about control. I mean, if DauT's able to get skirmishers forward, he could easily take control over this game. But he needs to get them forward. He's currently chasing over here, so he'll deal with that. At the same time, lost 3, I think maybe 4 villagers there. Another thing that Franks have in their arsenal is a very cheap castle. So what I'm envisioning is maybe DauT goes for a lot of skirms and knights. Takes control. Oh, Twigg is even using the scouts here. Well done. And then drops a castle on these forward town centers. But can he ever push forward, or is he going to consistently have to stay at home to defend himself? DauT's eco looks like a mess. It looks like there was a challenge between the two. One could wall and one could not. That's what this looks like. When obviously that's not the case. DauT has never been able to secure his base with any walls because he's fallen so far behind. Yeah, horse color is obviously a big deal. And probably you'd want to have horse color at this stage of the game if you're Twigg. But when you're going archers, it matters so little. Because you can still create villas out of 3 TCs with that number of farms. You're still going to have the numbers out. I think Twigg needs a workshop. Either needs a workshop or he's going to need to have some knights. He's actually chosen to send the knights to the wood line. And there's the workshop. Yeah, he needs a mangonel. It's actually pretty common when going into archers to skip horse color for a while. Just ask Nikov. Okay, maybe the wrong person to ask, but my point is it could still be fine for Twigg. I think DauT's definitely got to have an all-in focus. 2 TCs is fine here. I think stick with that. Oh, 3 TCs. Okay. Try and turn this into +2 knights with the skirmishers. You definitely need to keep the skirmishers alive. You'll need them. Yeah, we can't see the player seed on the overlay, so you can just ask about that. DauT, I think, was seed 10, and Twigg was around seed 35 or 40. Chat can help you out. Chain barding now for DauT. It's crazy what he's been able to afford. Yep, 10 versus 42. Thank you, Amounts. Okay, but if the Mangonel hits the skirms, like that's more than enough crossbows to deal with 3 knights. Or now 5 knights, even with +2. If the skirms are out of the picture, this is big trouble for DauT. But winnable. Game 1, DauT got ahead. He won easy. Game 2, DauT got ahead. I don't want to say he won easy, but he won comfortably. Game 3, Twigg gets ahead. DauT hanging in there. So there's clearly a difference with the resilience of the players. Leather archer armor now. We've got 29 crossbows for Twigg. Soon more, but he's got to get houses out. I've seen that happen a lot to him this game, getting housed. DauT does have the stone for a castle. Oh my god. This is going to be it. DauT's going to try it right here. And he's going to try it. He's going to, as DauT would say, end the game with a castle. But that could mean that he could lose the game with the castle. Oh my god, the skirmishers! DauT! All the attack rounds from Twigg. I think those knights are going to go down. But they will clear out all the Mangonels. Not before one final shot came in. Twigg's forced to hit and run with these crossbows. He's doing his best. The knights are on the skirmishers. DauT might lose this castle. It's a meme, alright. But it's a meme based on reality. This is going to be a DauT castle. DauT's going to... You can't make it up, ladies and gents. 52%. 55%. That's not going up. Twigg can also take out the knights. DauT has no more skirmishers remaining. He's got to try and make a few more. And I think Twigg will be very happy about that. Killed villagers, the waste of stone for DauT, and a waste of military for DauT as well. Remind me in between games, I'll install the DauT castle mod to put his face on castle foundations. Yeah, Twigg happy to micro here. There's so few numbers. DauT's going to go for desperation Mangonel shots, I think. The only reason I could really see him making a siege workshop is to go for Mangonels. If you're Twigg, you can do a couple things. You could put that food into light calf. Or you could just sell 100 food, sell 500 wood, and go up to imp. Get your own castle, and of course benefit from extra range once you are an imp with Britons. DauT's going to do everything he can to mass a force to try and combat this and finish that castle. Yep, looks like he's used the market a bit. He will be on his way. 4th TC now for Twigg in the back, too. I think DauT's been on 4. Did he add a 4th? Nope, just 3 for DauT. Yep, Twigg will just play defense now. He's actually damaging his own knights if he attacks the castle foundation like that. Yeah, he'll just play defense. He knows how important it is to keep his numbers of crossbows alive. He sends in his knights. He takes out the Mangonel. He can now attack the skirmishers. DauT's in big trouble. Not only is it going to be tough for DauT to really benefit from him, because he doesn't have many knights, and Franks have garbage skirmishers, so you really don't want to be going into that. Oh! Oh, the split from Twigg. What a play! Oh, DauT fired right in the middle of the group, and Twigg dodged it. It was like that happened in slow motion there, right? Because DauT saw the split. He still fired in between the units. So I'm not sure if that was an attack round from DauT or what. It wouldn't surprise me. But he's going to try and finish this castle after completing this castle, I guess. Is he going to have 2 DauT castles? 2 DauT castles in a game. Hey, listen. If you make 2 DauT castles in game 3, then you're using up your DauT castle for game 4. It makes sense. Might not be a DauT castle after all. Oh! Oh, I'm getting so stressed out, man. Okay, the Mangonel goes down. Twigg's castle should go up. Of course, Twigg will be an imp, so we can just make trebuchets from this castle. Twigg's got to be careful. DauT's trying to complete the castle. He's waited very patiently for this. What is happening? DauT's sending everybody. I think... Are both castles gonna go up? No. Yes. It's a double DauT castle. 97% for Twig. Oh my god. How? And now DauT's gonna go up to him? So the DauT castle taketh away, but the DauT castle also giveth for the Lord. It was all part of his master plan. This was predestined to happen. Oh my god. I would be so utterly tilted if I was Twig. Honestly, Twig could finish that. Like, if he... Okay, he's gonna make his own castle here. He has Arb with 10 range, so I think you could address this by patrolling on this side and then send 10 vills. Oh my goodness. I feel bad for Twig about that one. It looked fine. Now, if his food eco was a bit better, he could have just had a few light cav there. DauT's gonna say that one was calculated, but my goodness. The Arbs have to chase these back. Such a good move from DauT because Twig has yet to be able to do anything with his faster imp. I say that as some of the Arbs are going forward, though, and DauT has to be careful. Still, lack of army momentum for DauT. What do you do with this castle? Do you delete it? It was at 96%. Do you want the stone back? I guess you have to, but he probably won't. You only get 4% of the stone back. Rip.
Mandatum?
Knight's still back there. They will go down. Twig will have to push, and I think DauT will hope to engage with the skirmishers against the Arbs and then make a switch into Paladin. Now, a castle here protects... It partially protects the gold, but more so protects the farm and wood eco there. He's got the skirms waiting on the hill. Twig sees it and has to back away. What a game! Twig does see that DauT has gold in the south, but he also doesn't have Arbs there right now. You see how big of a difference having Arbalest with Bracer makes against skirms. And Franks do not have good skirmishers. DauT with only 27 on food will try and go for cap. He'll get there. I don't know how many he'll get to. As Twig will now make a tech switch into the pointy boys. Well, DauT will lose his castle. I think he might be tempted to use the Mangonels against the Trebs, but the Arbs and the castle's there. So the Mangonels go down, as does the castle. Twig still has way more military, as he will now place a castle here. Also a town center on this extra gold. No relics collected. Twig catching up with eco upgrades. He knows he needs the food eco for the pointy boys, and for DauT, it's a very one-sided comp. So Twig he's been through a lot in this game. Is he able to deal with the mobility of the Cavalier now? Britons have to stay walled. They have to add walls behind the walls in this case, if it's palisades. And you've got a snowball a push. Don't worry about relics. Don't worry about eco expansion much, Twig. Just mass a big ball of military. That way Franks can't kill you. DauT did research chivalry, and that affects both the production of the stables, but also the stable upgrades. So something tells me DauT's waiting for Paladin. He's only got 16 cav, and Paladin will be in at 49 minutes and 22 seconds. It will not take that long. DauT knows he has to engage before Halb. He has to engage before there's more Halberdiers. Halberdier will actually be in before DauT can engage with Paladin, and these barracks, well, they're not all producing, but they could be. Oh, boy. I mean, this is the correct play for DauT. Just try and brute force your way through. Because you can't. It's not like you can use your resources to do anything else with Franks. Axemen won't work here. Skirmishers are meh. I do like how he's thinking of using the mobility and sending cav around this way. He could raid that gold. Maybe even castle it later. Just repairing this castle to buy time. Twig senses the cav. It looks like he spotted them. And not the best quick walls I've ever seen. You could maybe get Halberdiers over here to deal with it. That's good for DauT for now. And now the main fight. DauT's about to get Paladin. Twig actually takes a lot of this fight before Paladin's in. Now Paladin's in. I don't think DauT has enough here. 13? Is it enough? Twig backs away. He might lose his Trebs here. He's hitting. He's running over here. Those Paladins haven't been dealt with yet. Trebs will survive. And yeah, DauT backs away. It just... You got 25 there, maybe. He's got 16 now. Is it cheaper for Franks to repair castles? No, it's not. It's just the cost of the castle. You still spend the same amount of stone to repair. So, I actually don't think DauT wins this game by engaging this army. That's how Britons win this game. DauT, if he's going to win this game, he has to spread it out, and I think he has to hit this side, and then he has to hit this side in different groups. Is it cheaper to repair? It should be cheaper to repair. Whatever. Guys, I have never really seen an instance where Frank castles being cheaper to repair has mattered. That might actually be true. Maybe today I learned. I don't know. I don't think it matters. What matters now is if DauT's able to spread those paladins out. Like, get past the walls, get into the eco, and then force Twigg to send his force that should be going forward back into his own base. I think we're about to see that attempt from DauT. He's got more eco. He's got the better one-dimensional comp, but the two-dimensional comp, and that's a beautiful gate from Twigg, is so tough for him to counter long-term. How important was the extra layer of house walls there for Twigg? Twigg has to push forward. Like, maybe you send the rest of the units from the barracks, the new units from the barracks, to deal with the paladins in the north and the south, but you have to continue your push. Especially as DauT has 3 relics now. Like, DauT's eco is getting stronger. You have to make sure it's worse. Alright, so Yeoman now, so more range for the Arbs. The university's researching chemistry, which tells me DauT does want to make skirms, but that's not going to happen. Well, the skirms will happen. Chemistry will not happen. Rip to the university. Wait a second. Oh, it went down. Okay. DauT tried in the south. It got gated out. DauT just keeps getting jagated. Now, Onagers is a huge throw, especially now that the Arbalest have 11 range. Arbalest don't stand a chance. You've got it. DauT's doing everything he can. You go Paladin, Skirm, that's your best bet. Just how you can use the force, the position you're using it from. Onager would never work in this situation. Also, Franks, they don't get Siege Ram. Paladins with a bunch of Siege Ram could do something. It's just about DauT hitting the proper spots, but Twigg is forcing him to take fights. This is a good play. Twigg is kind of defending the other side. He's at least addressing the other side while pushing the main bulk of DauT's farming eco. But DauT takes out 1 trip. DauT takes out 2 trips. DauT takes out 3 trips. DauT takes out 4 trebuchets. Oh, that was such an expensive loss. But remember that Twigg does have good trash units. So as long as he keeps 40 Arbs alive and spams Halberdier, it still could be really tough for DauT. And Twigg will take that relic and say thank you very much. Let's look at DauT's economy, guys. Oh, there's a 3-tile gold there. That could be massive for DauT. He's trying to take the northern area now. He'll take this gold. He'll take this stone. We'll castle this hill. How much military do you need as Franks to counter Britons? Because Britons get to around 90 to 100. I would say you probably need 70. If you get to 70 with 130 vills, I think that can do it. Maybe 50 even, depending on how it works. 69, that's true. Yeah, maybe 1 more villager's good. But it's about pop efficiency. Like, if DauT had 100 military right now, it'd be GG. It's just too expensive for him to get to 100 military. Whereas for Britons, because Arbs are pretty cheap, Halberdiers are pretty cheap, it's not so difficult. If Twigg wins this game, DauT has definitely made him earn it. What do I always say about Britons? It's hard to kill with Britons. It's hard to kill the Britons. Very tough civ to push with because they don't have any real power units. And very tough civilization to push against. And Twigg's also being extremely cautious, which I think he should be. And he'll patrol the Halbs in. I don't think DauT can fight that. This is a good little raid from Twigg. I don't know if going light cav right now is the play. You probably still want to keep your population with halbs. Like, in theory, you have 20 light cav against the skirms and it's good. But then that's 20 less halberdiers, which you need for the paladins. I actually make the mistake a lot when I'm going like arb and they're going skirm. I'll go light cav in situations where sometimes sticking with halb is the way to go. DauT forgot about this. As that TC goes down, the villager goes down. What does GL stand for? It stands for good lord. Good lord or good luck is what it stands for. DauT wants the relic, and the monk gets sniped. And his chemistry is just now about to be completed. Yeah, Frank's skirmishers are pretty garbage. Chemistry will help. I guess they're both fighting over this relic right now. DauT's making another monk. Twigg has one out here. Yeah, it's nice of DauT to wish Twigg good luck, but he didn't say have fun. So I don't know if you can consider that very respectful from DauT. It's a shame. But it's cool that he added that. Like, this is just DauT being lazy, you know? He can just say good luck with his username so he doesn't have to say it before the game. This hill's huge. Yeah, DauT's going to lose this hill now. Keep an eye on the amount of farmers DauT has. Having 32 is not that impressive. I think upwards of 60 and you're good. Especially with the gold. I'd like to see Twigg use some rams or any form of siege to take out these buildings, so it will hurt DauT's production. I was wondering if it was DauT being proactive to head to the north, or if he was reacting. He's actually reacting to this, and so he sent the only paladins he has to this side, where halberdiers are already prepped. Skirmisher after skirmisher is dying here. It's crazy. Look at the KD for Twigg. It's getting so strong now. That's a good trade, too. Might end up losing the trebuchet, but took out so many of those paladins. I'd say that's worth it for Twigg. Also taking out DauT's houses. I mean, slowly but surely, these things are going to matter. Lack of space is an issue for DauT. The arbs are just everywhere. The halberdiers are still raiding here. DauT has not reacted to that. And I saw them there 5 minutes ago. No gold income for Twigg, though. Do you consider going light cav here? I think you do. Just for a bit more mobility. At least having the stables as an option. Maybe sneaking some villagers over to this side to raid the back of DauT's farming eco past the castle. Maybe not if halberdiers seem to be doing the job, but I see him getting chain barding. DauT only has 137 pop. I think DauT's dead. I think we're going to a game 4. I mean, he does have Paladin here. But does he have enough Paladins to deal with 46 Arbs and Halberdiers? With full upgrades. I mean, the Britain player has more farms than the Frank player. That should tell you what the eco situation's like. Obviously, that stable's a goner. Even if it's just a capped ram, it'll go down. The Paladins will eject out the backside. Yeah, DauT knows. Can't engage yet. Okay, DauT finally reacted to that. And Twigg reacts to DauT reacting, and we'll send the helps back here. Well played from Twigg. Like, raiding with helps is actually great. Because DauT has a lot of cav, and that's it. And crappy skirms. I think DauT's going to have a go with his Paladins. For the first time in a long time, he's spending his gold on Paladins. He was hoping maybe to hold off with light cav and skirm and then go for a big 30-40 Paladin switch with all that gold. You've got to produce Paladins, DauT. Range is going down here. DauT sending a small group of those Paladins. Oh, there is an overchop for Twigg. I mean... Oh, he reacted to it. What a play. Guys, that is a player who's paying close attention to the minimap. Well played. With everything else going on, to see that and to make those stone walls is huge. Clutch move from Twigg. We'll see if he reacts to this. It looks like he has. He's reacting to the fact that DauT has the treb there. So he is all over the place. He sees everything. He's also raiding DauT's farms with pointy boys. Again, if you're new, this is normally not a thing. Twigg has made it happen. He's raiding the wood line. He's raiding the farms. His villagers in a hell of attacking the Treb. DauT, notice it. DauT, notice it. Okay, DauT noticed it. Well played. He'll keep his Treb alive for now. He's still knocking on the door on this side, but there's still stone walls there. Do you guys think Twigg should have added Trebs? I know he doesn't have gold, but it's a little bit concerning to me that DauT's been able to bank up so much of it himself because he's had both the neutral golds. And Twigg hasn't sold food to get gold and make something like 1 Treb. Okay, there it is. Okay, here's the second Treb. Like, he's been sitting on this hill and DauT hasn't been able to touch him. He needs to take out these castles. And also, DauT's 3 relics are right behind here, too. DauT has 23 paladins. He could actually do this, couldn't he? Look at this. Look at the amount of military he has. What did I say? We said 70 military for Franks and 100 for Britons. And also, the stables produce quickly. It gets to a certain stage in the game with Britons. They have no power units. They haven't finished off the game. It's a real struggle. This might be that time. DauT didn't even have conscription. I didn't realize that one. Getting conscription right now. His units will create even faster. I think DauT should wait for 200 pop. Why not wait for another 12 paladins? Yeah, well, he's going to hit 200 pop now. So here we go. And Twigg has to back away. He knows he'll lose this fight. This is the worst realization you ever want to have. Because you need to fight to win. But if you fight, you lose. Or that's what it feels like anyways. Let's see how this trade goes. Oh my god. Frank Paladins, full upgrades, 192 population. The comeback of all comebacks from DauT. But wait a second. He's losing all of his eco at the same time. So he's going to get a huge power spike in population of military because he has a lot queued. But the only reason he's going to have more than 100 military in a second, at least most likely, is because he's lost so much eco. He also could lose this side soon. And DauT needs to have a way to kill Twigg, who's now backing away in between his barracks, and also does have light cav with full upgrades. Oh, DauT. I mean, both players below 100 villagers right now, but now can DauT win this fight? I don't know if DauT can win this fight. Twigg's got halberdiers queued, suddenly the skirmishers are all gone, and now DauT's running away. 150 pop for DauT yet again. What? What a crazy comeback from the comeback here from Twigg. And now DauT's rolling his Trebs back to his base, and now he doesn't have gold. That's the kicker. Like, he needs to have gold to beat Britons. He doesn't have gold anymore. He's mined through all of his gold in the back. So every paladin he loses, he's not going to be able to replenish. And I think it's still a bit dicey for Twigg, actually. Man, these paladins are so strong. As long as Twigg keeps halberdiers in front of the arbs, I think he'll be okay. Still protecting the Treb on this side. DauT could repair. Maybe even switch sides like he did earlier. And now the Treb's coming back from Twigg. Yeah, I mean, definitely the game of the series. No question. Because the first game was pretty conclusive. And then second game was a bit closer. But this whole series has been all DauT until game 3. Yeah, Twigg sees this now. He knows that DauT's arriving with the paladins. So many of them are weak. And the halberdiers that are arriving have the hill. Deja vu or DauT Javu here, as DauT will take out the Treb, but will lose a lot of paladins. And now there's a Treb here from Twigg. And DauT needs to defend. DauT with more vills. DauT back to 50 military, though. Common problem for him is he doesn't have the military numbers. So actually, one thing you can do is just survive with more eco and hope to get the positions to take the better fights. But this is not the position DauT wants to be in. One Treb down. That castle could go down. These trebs could go down. Twigg is still missing handcart. Good point. Yeah, that is a pretty big one. I'm not sure what's up with Argentinians and missing eco upgrades in tournaments. But that hurts. Still don't know if it will matter with the resources he has banked up right now. Light Cav Edition was definitely good, especially now that DauT can't afford many paladins. You actually have better Light Cav. Or no, what am I talking about? You don't have better Light Cav, but Frankish Light Cav aren't that great. While they do get a little bit of extra HP, 72 HP is less than most civs with bloodlines.
Ready.
We hate eco in Argentina. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Twigg is just gonna abandon taking out this castle? And he's gonna raid this side. And it's a perfect spot to raid. DauT just got above 60 farmers. Good luck now, DauT. Also, DauT had the paladins here for a while, and Twigg will try and wall this. Will DauT notice? Quick wall from Twigg? Ooh, that could hurt. If DauT notices that, I think he's got a lot of other problems right now. Light Cav on the eco here. Light Cav on the eco here. DauT up to 180 population. Is 80 military yet again. He could also snipe villagers here from Twigg. Has not noticed this. I can't help but feel like if he notices right now, this could swing. I feel like if this ever goes to YouTube, we are going to have the YouTube thumbnail is going to be 2 people on a seesaw, DauT on one end, and a tree on the other end, because I don't have a picture of Twigg's face. Like, this has been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And now we have halberdiers destroying a town center. I mean, why not? I guess the skirmishers are here. That's why not. But send the Light Cav in. DauT will have big problems. DauT, notice this. Oh, okay, I think Twigg is aware, though. Twigg will send the halbs over. And here you have DauT with the Light Cav. Both players continuously adding villagers. Actually, it's mainly DauT that's been adding villagers. But DauT's also losing more villagers. I say that as Twigg drops down to 70, so obviously that's not true. Let's talk about where you send villagers when you make them. Twigg is sending them to places where there aren't resources anymore. Look at his gather points. Like here, no resource. I think if DauT holds, eco might win this game for him, but that's only if he can hold. There's 120 military for Twigg. Who needs eco? We don't need eco. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. Yeah, he's not rebooming with vills. So all the resources that he did collect are working for him now. When you see 120 military come your way in DauT's position, you know you have to somehow weather that storm because you'll be banking more res long term. But I don't know if DauT can. Honestly, how much food's left on the farms for Twigg? If he has auto farm on, some of these are going to start expiring because he only has 11 on wood. Okay, TC goes down. DauT will lose villagers. Yeah, DauT's going to be below 100 villagers himself. New TC for DauT on a wood line is important. 1 hour and 21 minutes in to this crazy, crazy game. I think Twigg realizes the importance of wood, thus the name, and he'll try and treb down that castle. Interesting to me how he just gave up the hill. I feel like DauT should raid with the paladins. Am I crazy for saying that? Like, raid with the paladins and just hold with skirmishers to the best of your ability. Like, the best way for DauT to win this game is to make it so Twigg can't make more military. He can't make enough paladins to really swing a fight. So I think you raid with these. He's lost so much of his farming eco. DauT's got most of his farms down here now. And there's a Light Cav or two. Got to pay attention to. Twigg noticed this as well. Let's look at Twigg scouting. Yeah, Twigg has seen... He scouted 97% of this map. Yeah, but here goes DauT raiding with Paladins. This is a good play. So you're not going to use that gold to swing the fight, but what you could do is you could raid the eco, take out TCs, and then the future fights will be better for you if Twigg's economy is worse. Twigg still has almost double the military, though. Oh, there's light cat back here! How? How did he sneak back here? Oh, man. This is crazy. DauT's also dealing with this raid. With his skirmishers, he's still raiding here. I don't agree with him attacking the TC underneath the castle fire. That's a bad play, in my opinion. I do like how he split up the Paladins and Lightcap to this side. He's also raiding on this side! Oh my god! What is happening? Twigg has 40 villagers and half are idle, but DauT has 60 villagers. You killed my eco. I killed your eco. Me no eco. You no eco. We no eco. We are eco-less brothers. Let us bond and form a team over our lack of eco. Oh my god. This is ridiculous. Collectively, there's less than 100 villagers now, which just does not happen in games that end up being close. DauT is making Twigg earn this. He's making Twigg earn this. Game 1 and 2 were really landslide victories for DauT, and otherwise, I'd say pretty boring. And DauT loses that castle. Now, as a player, you realize when you've killed that amount of villagers, right? So DauT will obviously know that he's taken losses, but he's still playing because he knows he's killed a lot. And he knows that eventually Twigg's going to feel like there's going to be repercussions. I just don't know if he can kill the ranged units. Like, that ball of ranged units is so tough for DauT to deal with. It's almost like he's got to go on another raid. 11 on wood, 28 on food, still no hand card for Twigg. But he has 112 military. Holy cow. Closing in on 1,000 kills for DauT and Twigg. Both pretty close to that. Twigg's not even really adding vills, though. That's what's funny. He sees his pop, and he's like, I've got this. But normally 150 pop means you've got 60 military and 90 vills.
What a time to be alive.
That's not the case here. Where you send villagers to is another question, and the game ends. DauT calls the GG with 69 villagers, while Twigg had 43. And a very good point. It was just brought up. If Twigg doesn't have economy, there's nothing for DauT to raid.
90 fun and greatness of the Lord DauT.
DauT. The king sends word to the light cav and paladins. Go raid the enemy eco. This is where it's located on the map. Right here. So the men strategize. They prepare. They get the supplies. They show up to the exact spot their king has ordered them to arrive to, and everything's already killed. And then there's no men at home to defend the homeland. Oh my god. 300 IQ to lose villagers. Because there's nothing for DauT to raid. What a game. And congratulations to Twigg, seriously. While DauT destroyed him in Game 1 and Game 2, and while DauT made it very difficult for Twigg to win here in Game 3, I hope that you guys realize how good the players who just miss out on the top 20, top 30 are. Twigg played very well there. What a ridiculous game. I can't wait to look at the timeline. Like, this is insane. But it also doesn't look quite as insane because we don't realize how it's scaled. Because when Twigg lost eco, so did DauT. So it would look a lot more different if DauT wouldn't have lost eco during that period. But so much military and imp for Twigg, and that's why he won it. DauT did a good job of switching sides. Can we be honest, though? Twigg was really unlucky with the DauT castles, right? Like, what should have happened is his castle would have gone up. He would have got Arbalest and Bracer. He would have made Trebs. DauT's second castle would have never gone up. And then Twigg should have won early. Like, I'm happy for Twigg because otherwise it would have been a throw. 99% of the map explored by both DauT and Twigg. You know, I once saw a 800 elo, low elo legends scout 100% of the map. in a shorter period of time. So Low Evil Legends confirmed competitive in King of the Desert 3. Well, we've got a game 4. My upload structure when it comes to this tournament, because there's so many games, is that I will upload the most important stages in full. This being the round of 32, there's a lot of expected results, and there's a lot of dud games. Game 1 and 2 from this would be an example because DauT was so good. So this game will go to YouTube, and the whole best of 5, if you'd like to see who wins it and just watch all the other games, will be in the video description. Later on in King of the Desert 3, I'll upload more, but wow, good, amazing stuff there. Just shy of 1,000 kills for Twigg. All right, next game. I'm not going to waste any time here. We'll get the scoreboard up and running. Reminder, everybody. Oh, wow, 6,500 viewers. Big old salutes in chat for everybody. That was hype. Let's keep it going here. Shoot, what was I going to say? Chat, help me. Get inside my brain. What was I going to say? Oh, reminder. Winchester against Slam will be after this best of 5. Potentially 2 more games here.
T90 salute T90 salute T90 salute T90 salute T90 GG T90 GG.
Okay, somebody's hyped. Thank you, Stayer. All right, I'll get the scoreboard up and running. We'll get this party started for the next game. And here we have it. Let's go. So, the previous game was a very difficult journey for Twigg. But he got a win. And in the amount of time it took him to get 1 win against DauT, DauT had got 2 wins in game 1 and 2 because they were quite quick. DauT has the ultimate end games fast civilization, does he not? He's gone Saracens and in recent times and even times of the past would go crazy YOLO with archers.
GG.
What? Redney, thank you for the dono. It's not much, but it's honest work. I'm always out there farming. You don't have to worry about that. What will Saracens mean here for DauT? Will that be full wall, fast archer range, fast market to sell stone? Will he take a page out of Tato's book and maybe mind game? Make people think that he's going to go for archers and then go for some crazy scout play? One thing I know for sure is that Vikings overall are probably a better civilization than Saracens. Free wheelbarrow and feudal, free handcart and castle, one of the best economies in the game. Another thing I know is that Vikings can struggle when they can't wall and go archers. We'll have all of our questions answered. Yeah, one of my favorite strategies I've ever seen has been Tato with Saracens. Maybe someone in Twitch chat can help me out and link it for people who are curious.
Hey man, I was in the bathroom. I wanted to sub to Bob Ross. I don't know how to T90 Kappa.
I'll address that in a second. But it was Tato in the first month of DE. And everyone back then was going for the archers, right? Because Saracens have extra attack against buildings with archers. And so Tato sent villagers to gold, placed a barracks. Vivi scouted the barracks and scouted the gold. So went home to make skirms. And what did Tato do? He made a market and bought food and then had a sneaky stable with scouts. It's seriously a sick game. Somebody could maybe find that and link that for the sake of people who like watching YouTube videos. I haven't seen it since. You know, that was an early Saracens thing after the changes, but it would be cool to see. I don't know if it'd necessarily be smart, but what a way to win a series that would be. Now, Twig said GG. Guys, remember, all the chat that's here is stored during the game. So, DauT called GG the previous game and resigned right away. What probably happened was Twig said GG after the resignation, and it just doesn't show up in chat. Everybody looking for drama. We didn't see so-and-so say GG. The one G was capitalized. The other one was lowercase. Someone said GG with a period. Does that mean that there's salt? You know, everyone's always looking for drama, but no, there's no drama here. They have not fixed in-game chat yet, except for recorded games. So yes, if you want drama there, there's some drama. We still don't have that. So for live games, there will be absolutely no in-game chat. And now we will say a prayer to the Lord. Our Lord, who art in this game, hallowed be thy name. Please give us spec chat in our game. DauT's going for a barracks. Okay, so he's making militia. Make sure you say amen. And pre-mill drush for DauT. Interesting. Thank you, Bird Lawyer found the game. You're the best. Jared says, hey, I was in the bathroom. I wanted to sub to Bob Ross. I don't know how. 2T90, Kappa. Hey, man. Thank you for the resub. Will Twig see this? Twig sees it. Also saw a lot of arrows from DauT's Town Center. Why does DauT have only female villagers? 20 villagers, 20 females. What? How does... DauT? It's like, you know when you beat the AI and the AI's like, I had too many wolves near my town center. I shall abdicate. It's like here, except it's like, I had too many male villagers in the previous game. I shall resign. Okay, please don't take this the wrong way. I'm not saying it's right, but I was a young child. And I used to, when I was younger, like very, very young, okay, I would delete all male villagers except one. That way the one guy could have a bunch of wives. And then also, I went through a period where I also thought it was funny to delete various villagers because, you know, it was a kid. All right? I deleted a lot of villagers. I'm sorry. I like to say that my ways have changed, all right? I'm a different person now. But it is true. Listen, you don't learn, you don't become a better person unless you acknowledge the mistakes you made in the past. So, here we are. Twig. I also, like, isn't it funny how, like, when you're younger, you like to do that kind of stuff in video games? Like, Roller Coaster Tycoon, when I used to play that growing up, I dropped everybody in a lake. You know, I thought it was so funny. It's like, haha, you complained about my ride, see ya. And here comes Twig. And DauT trying to full wall his base. DauT just now going to gold.
For making my workdays
He's not fully walled yet,
Do you have
guys.
any updates on Liquor League?
Ooh, updates on Liquor League. Fatalica, I will let you guys know soon. We're making some plans, alright? Man-at-Arms for Twig. He's got Viking Eco. He could snipe this villager. He actually loses too much HP to do that, but these villagers will not get the walls up. I kind of wonder, is this how DauT would have wanted this game to have gone? He's done... Oh, excuse me. No damage whatsoever at Twig's base. Now Twig is running in towards him, and DauT tries to make a quick gate. And the gate goes down for DauT! He needs the gold of Saracens. One villager will have gold. An update on the situation. I've yet to see a male villager in DauT's town. But I don't know if this is accurate. Is this... Ah, okay, we've got one. All right, so he's here now, in case you were curious. A little bit more diversity, right? Just like Twig. He realized, actually, with his visit to the enemy village, he realized diversity is the way to go. So that's why he's adapting. He does have an archer. And with proper micro, an archer's enough against the man-at-arms. But I think Twig should not be leaving. He should stay in here, because he should know these man-at-arms aren't going to do much more for me. Oh my goodness. Here's some drama. Not only did DauT mainly have female villagers, he didn't get the man-at-arms upgrade. What gives, DauT? Come on, man. Have some respect. Alright. Now, I'm thinking DauT could still do something crazy with the market abuse. He's sold all of his stone. He's still back on gold now. He will be able to wall his base. And we've seen this many times over the years where using the market to buy res and go for a faster castle age and then crossbow and win games. I know in the previous games, Twig was getting housed a lot. That seems to still be the case. That can happen when the game is developing a little bit too fast for you, or just when you're stressed, or just mentally not in it as much as you would want to be. I'm looking at Twig's base. It's not that good if DauT does eventually get to castle age faster than him. But it also might not happen. The overall eco seems to be better for Twig. At least when it comes to the balance, right? He has more on food. Man-at-Arms goes down. Well played from DauT. He didn't need to get the upgrade, of course, himself. Still was able to take an effective trade. There, I'll flip sides for you. Yeah, it's definitely not that YOLO market play. But this has just turned into ranged units from both. Keep an eye on what DauT does with his gold, though. Because 9 on gold for 1 range. It's not for the production. It's going to be for buying food. What do you do if you're Vikings against us? Do you go extra aggressive in feudal then? I think you go maybe 2 ranges as DauT makes a stable. Does he want to build that? It's on 21 HP. The 3 archers separated themselves from the skirms. Oh, shoot that DauT. Otherwise, the lion gets a kill. Okay. Denied. Twigg is making a lot of skirms. I can't tell if DauT wants to go knights later or if he wants to go scouts. I almost feel like he's going to wait. But the timing of the stable does feel like he wants to make scouts now. Exactly, CNAP. At least Twigg is Vikings now, so he's got great eco. And Twigg's making his own stable. Interesting. They both see a lot of skirms, and so they both sense the need to add scouts. What's up, Remlap? T90, would/has Spirit of the Law ever come and co-casted? Spirit's been on the stream 3 times. We played some games together. We casted some games together. I'm sure if you just search T90 and Spirit of the Law. We played Exploding Villagers together on stream. He joined for Regicide Rumble and Diplo games. Obviously, I've been streaming for 5 years, so 3 times or 4 times or however much it is isn't that much in the grand scheme of things. But I know he's a busy guy, and it'll happen again in the future, trust me. DauT will now click up. Close to clicking up. Oh, nice pick off there from Twigg. Great micro from Twigg. However, in the end, he might lose more than DauT does because the scout's there now. I feel like DauT should just go into archers now.
Twitch Prime, I think it was.
Twitch Prime, I think it was. Like, you can use a scout or 2 for now against the skirms, but your real bonuses come into play with archers, so I'd say make archers. I think there's a massive concern for Twigg, and that's that he doesn't have a second range. There it is. Wow. DauT's just slightly faster to the stable, slightly faster to castle age, slightly faster to the second range, which should mean slightly faster to upgrades, slightly faster to the military numbers, but then he's up against Viking eco. Guys, this is one thing that I maybe need to touch on more frequently during my casts. It is common when going man-at-arms into 1 range, or even 2 ranges, whatever, to skip horse collar. In fact, it's standard. So I see people pointing out Twigg doesn't have horse collar. The norm is to get horse collar while you're on your way to castle age then. So if he gets horse collar now, it's fine. It's normal. It's not a big thing to focus on. That said, last game, I said the same thing, and he didn't get it till much later, so... You're correct that could be an issue. But you cannot realistically afford double bid axe and man-at-arms. And see, look. Yeah, this is perfect. Yeah, it's not a big deal. DauT went for a funky build with market abuse, so he got it, I think, at a different time because he could. Oh, boy. Can Twigg survive this? Guys, all of his golds are forward. This gold's forward, and this gold's forward. He loses this game if he does not have this gold. Twigg has to fight this. He has to fight. He is not towered. He's holding on for elite skirm. Oh, and good micro, too. Wow, that was a beautiful little dance. It might have bought him just enough time here. DauT, he's not done yet. He's already got ballistics, right? So he's ahead to the next thing. Having ballistics doesn't necessarily mean that it'll help you against the skirmishers if the skirmishers get +2 armor and numbers, but no +2 armor, and also very weak skirmishers. So crossbows with ballistics can definitely micro this down. And DauT separating his crossbows just for a bit, and the units at home now will need to fight, and DauT might actually need to leave his golds He'll have a knight here. He'll have ballistics. This might end up looking good for Twigg, but being good for DauT. Let's see. Yeah, I think this ends up being pretty good for DauT as he loops around this way. And the skirms are all weak, and scale barding will be in. And DauT happily runs back and forth with the crossbows, never taking a bad engagement, and pushes all those skirms away. And look at those crossbows melt the buildings. And now the lack of control is really obvious here. Like, Twigg never wanted to place this TC here. He's doing it because he needs a second TC, and he has to place it there. DauT has to react there. He does, and he'll actually take the fight. I don't like that. Here on this side, DauT still does have a massive hill to use. Again, surprised that DauT took that fight. Armor is about to complete. He doesn't know that. Defoso says, have you stopped thanking people for subs? I'm just curious. No. I do, but during tournaments, I can't do it as frequently, right? I'm here to cast the games after all.
I don't mind me just here for my monthly dose of Age of Empires.
You got here at a good time, Matt. What's up? We might play Among Us, Matt. We might. I've heard you guys have been having a good time. The knight arrives. And the knight is enough to deal with those skirmishers. It just seems like DauT has control and is doing a good job at holding control. He will now go to stone. I just wonder if he continues to go YOLO or if he tries to add a TC. On one hand, if you don't add the TC, Viking Eco is going to already be better than you, but then twice as good as yours, right? Because of 2 TCs. But on the other hand, trying to catch up to that Viking Eco might just be a waste of time. You might be better off investing into an all-in push. So as I see DauT going to stone now, I don't actually think he's doing that so he can get a second TC. I think that's because he might want to sell. That said, he does have a lot of wood and gold. I don't know. It's really tough to say right now. Matt, thank you for the bits. Matt told me that he's been giving himself 2 hours a month to watch Age of Empires. So, if you ever wanted to say anything to Matt Salsa, this would be the time. Ballistics for Twigg. Good upgrade to have. But again, as far as military goes, he will be on the back foot now that there's siege coming for DauT. DauT's also squeaking in on this side. Did DauT build the TC? He did. Okay. 6 on stone is a lot. Still sending villagers to stone. Oh, Twigg splits away. Oh, attack ground, DauT. Okay, he didn't do it, but it doesn't matter anyways. Huge hill advantage. Also has the Mangonel. He was always destined to lose these numbers, but I think he'll be happy with that because he has control on the other side. You gain control on the other side because Twigg has less now on the front.
C is spelled as a K, also great casting.
Oh, Knap. I got you. Knap, thanks. I'm doing my best here today. There's been a lot of games, but I'll tell you what, the games in this series have definitely helped the casting. Sometimes you just feel it, but I tend to feel it when the games are good and the games are developing as they should. We've had some wild ones today. Go back and watch Draken vs. Nikov if you guys missed it.
And
DauT's gonna boom. And truthfully, he doesn't have wheel or hand card, but 5 villagers behind with this much military is not bad. Oh, but that's not good for DauT. Mangonel down for him. He's even going for chain barding and a 3rd town center. So what he wants to do now is use these knights and the upgrades to take out the siege. If he takes out the siege, then he eats the TC. Because half the ranged army for Twigg is skirmishers. They won't contribute too much against Mangonels or against the knights. And DauT with a big shot! Oh, huge shot for DauT. 5 HP Mangonel. He just needs to repair that. And he'll be way ahead and in a position to push this gold and this gold. Twigg barely has wood right now, guys. He has huge wood problems. Call a doctor. Every opportunity DauT gets, he'll start shooting the TC with his crossbows. Bombard archers. These things are insane against buildings. DauT's keeping them alive with good control and good eco. Viking eco, it seems unstoppable on maps where you can wall, guys, but on like this is what Arabia should be, right? Open maps, taking map control. We finally, as there's a 1-for-1, we finally have a tournament with some open Arabias, which is great. King of the Desert, but more importantly for you guys out there playing the game, our ranked Arabia is real now. It's a real Arabia. It's not Black Forest anymore. I just don't think the Twig can confidently or comfortably take any of these fights. I think he's about to lose that town center. I know he's about to lose that town center. Saracen's ETC. Also, the Knight's looping around just to keep in the back of Twig's mind. Yeah, I can press you on that side too. Is DauT going to drop a castle? Is he... We know what happened last game. He has the stone for it. And is it going to be defensive? No, it's going to be offensive. Like, I genuinely think that DauT is the only top 16 player who would not place the castle on this hill. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with placing a castle on this hill defensively to control the map. But DauT's like, nope. Who needs that? Let's go for an aggressive castle. And here he goes. Oh my god. DauT, just don't do it. Build it on this hill. There we go. There we go. That was all to get Twig's army out of position, I guess. He doesn't know that Twig has siege there. Now he does. Alright, well, he's killing villagers. And I think that castle will go up. He just has way too many mangonels for Twig to deal with. We got the micro from Twig. Very good micro, actually. But still, don't think there's any risk of DauT losing that castle. Good micro from Twig again. He goes 1-for-1 there. Could use the crossbows against this one. And he does. But the castle's up. The castle's up. I think DauT will now... Will he sell all of his stone and try and go imp? Is that the play here? Because for Twig, the play is to buy a little bit of stone, place your castle here, and then go imp and then trap DauT's down. I think for DauT, did he just sell all of his stone? Yeah, for DauT, I think he just sold that he wants to go up himself. Twig also sending his army out this way. DauT making an outpost. What a close game. Like, game 3 and 4 is so much closer than the other games. DauT just started off the series so strong, and there goes DauT to imp. DauT's got to be careful. I know he's focused elsewhere. Whoa! I mean, he split, but still. Weak crossbows. Lost 4 or 5 of them. And now we'll abandon the gold. I feel like DauT's eco overall is more balanced. He's got more wood. Sorry, just notably more food eco. But then again, Twig has a mix of arbs and crossbows and skirmishers, soon to be arbs and skirmishers, and Twig is making the correct castle. You could maybe even be a bit more bold with this. Maybe placing it here would be better. My problem with this castle is that it does not protect the gold much, and you're really going to need that because the other gold's so exposed on this side. But also that your trebuchet will have to sit about here, which could be ranged by things, so... Twig, you cannot lose your army before imp. You can take engagements because you've got skirms and crossbows mixed. So you can take fights against the crossbows from DauT, but you cannot take the fights against the siege. The knights even should be fine with proper micro. And remember, the knights have +2 though, so far so good for DauT. As Twig eventually takes the knights out, we'll just gain the hill. But Twig, wait for Bracer. Wait for Arbalest. I'm not seeing whatever upgrade he's getting. He just queued up a bunch of skirms. There's Bracer, okay. DauT will be right behind him with that. DauT, of course, is this castle in the middle of nowhere. One big difference between these civs, this is going to be important. Vikings get siege ram, but no bombard cannon. Saracens get siege ram, and they also get bombard cannon. So I think bombard cannon can be really useful against a civ like Vikings, because they're normally going to be going for Arbalest and trebuchets. DauT's still chasing this down. Let's just check the HP. DauT's got 28 units. Twigg's got 21 with low HP. But bracer, so maybe you fight now. That's good. He's got the hill. DauT does not. That's a good fight for Twigg. So DauT made the forward castle to deny a gold temporarily, and now he's just going to give it up. Oh, Twigg took a big shot, but did take out the Mangonel in the end. I'd like to see Twigg just patrol right back into DauT's base. DauT needs to get something out there. Another big thing is that Saracens do have more options overall. So Saracens could justify going Hussar. Get full upgrades there. Saracens have always been a sieve of options. It's just getting to them. Maybe DauT. Oh, they're both thinking of raiding. So DauT's going to send Arbs towards the gold, where there is a town center, but damage should be dealt there. And then Twigg is going to send these units in and these units in at the same time. So economies are not that secure at the moment, but DauT's castle... I mean, you've got to expect this goes down, but he's using his own trebs against Twigs right now. At 43 military versus 31, I would say it's close. Oh, it's Saracen Arbs! Forgot about that. DauT just melts the TC. You don't have a TC anymore. Sorry. And now, if DauT continues to hold this area, like, remember, Twigg doesn't have a lot of gold income. And that could actually lead to him going heavy on Skirm, and then DauT going into Hussar. I already see the stables going up in the middle for DauT. So he's thinking about that. Then again, these Arbs will have to leave. The villagers could head right back out to gold, and DauT... he's also losing his trebs. 40 idols for the Lord. How on earth does he have more idols right now? This is... like, that doesn't even seem real. Idols here. Idols here. Idols here. Okay, it seems very real. Are we heading to a game 5? Remember how difficult it was for Twigg to kill off DauT in game number 3? We could see another long game here. The Arbs are still over here. At Twigg. I thought it had army. Yeah, yep, there it is. Guys, Vikings need to kill fast. Like, it's all about early input Vikings normally. And oh, DauT with the wise repairs. If he repairs this, all the skirms will die. Twigg will now go for the repair villagers. Takes a big shot. Splits. DauT's not paying attention. Just go after the mango. Never mind. Now DauT's paying attention. Kind of upgrades does DauT have? He does have plate barding. He's only on light cav right now. He'll lose those Arbs. 18 military for DauT. Now shows that he's going light cav. This is a little bit of a quiz time for you guys. What do you do in Twigg's position then if you see light cav? Your Vikings, your heavy skirm treb right now. What do you do if the opponent is going with a Hussar switch? This is a trap, because I know people are going to say Berserks or Pikemen. Nope. You don't have the eco for Berserks or Pikemen. You just got your gold back. You already have ranged upgrades, so you go Arb. Trying to switch into Pikemen is a move that at the high level would kill you here. So you already have the ranged upgrades. Arbalest are very good against the light cav. You need to snowball a push. Arb's on the way, and Twigg's back to his golds. That I think it wasn't that well calculated by DauT, but he did really recognize that he was forcing heavy skirm play by denying the golds for as long as he did. And so this actually, as Twigg has to wait for the Arbs, it actually gives DauT time to say, okay, I'll let you do what you want to do here. I'll let you wait. I'm going to hit the gold again on this side. Having more mobility helps a lot here as well. And just to touch on why going Pikeman would be a mistake, Berserks is obvious because you need to get all the infantry upgrades, and then you need to have the castles, and he only has one. But it's because DauT already has ranged units as well, so all DauT would do if you went with Pikeman is he would pull the Hussars back, and then the Arbalests from DauT would chew them up. But you gotta realize that that's a competitive thing too. I don't want you to necessarily... It depends. I don't want you to say that that's a bad move for you in your games. But I figured a lot of people might have that reaction as Twigg reacts now. And will lose the TC. Wouldn't Berserk be good here? No, it would not. 22 on food. Only one castle. Berserks would get shredded by Arb. Not to mention outmaneuvered by the Hussar. You got to go with what's realistic with your economic position, and that position's getting stronger and stronger for DauT. And I think we'll see a switch where DauT takes out a TC on this side for the second time. He knows the Twigg is reacting to him, and he might try and take this castle out. We'll see. See the Lightcap doing so much. DauT has so many of them. He's at 54 farmers. He actually groups up around. We actually see Pikeman for Twigg, and now you'll get to see how ineffective Pikeman will be and how bad this situation is. Like, look at the Pikeman. Boom, dead. Boom, dead. Boom, dead. Boom, dead. Just dead. Everything. Normally, when you're going Pikeman with Vikings, it's desperation move in late game Arabia. Hussar for DauT. He's got the eco now, guys. He also is Saracen, so he could continue to sell wood and food to get gold. He raids underneath the town center. Similar situation to what Twigg was in the previous game. Viking military is very low mobility. It's very low HP. And any civilization that gets cav has more mobility and more HP than them with those forces. DauT killed a few villagers over here. Twigg trying his best to get units over. I guess that's where Pikeman can be helpful, is a few patrols in your base. But not to control the game. Now, as I say that, Twigg did use these trebs to take out that TC. There's stone and there's gold here for DauT. And DauT now chooses to send the Hussars through, which is surprising because he gets free kills there if he stays. Okay, so he actually comes back and really wants to keep his foot on the gas with the raids at Twigg's side of the base. Getting another relic now. 134 eco for DauT. 180 pop against Twigg's 140. What?
Praise the Lord.
Well, praise the Lord indeed. Yo, Gredney, you have... I don't know where you've come from the last couple months, but you have been showering me with donos. Thank you so much. No baby shark anymore, and I also removed the gator emote. Whoops. That's a very expensive praise. I guess you're just paying your tithes, right? That's how this works? I'm not super religious, but I'm pretty sure that's what that was. Thank you. DauT really likes his hill. And I mentioned it before. I think because he has so much control in the mid, he's able to now push this. Though it's easier said than done because he doesn't have rams and only one bomber cannon. Raiding the sides is working for DauT. He should continue to do more of that. Here he is now. He's got an outpost. He says, I'll take that gold. I'm just waiting for DauT to put his 77 farmers into more military. He's working on it. He's got 18 Hussars queued. The only way that Vikings can fight Hussars is if Vikings are forcing fights on their own terms, I'd say. That's not the case because Twigg has not been able to take control, and Twigg is not walled currently. I think Twigg needs to push the castle and then get something into the main eco of DauT. He hasn't been able to raid at all. He's got to make a big snowball push go for him. Donos are basically chat slinging you. I don't know what to say about that, man. Just like a random dono like that is insane. But I've got to focus here. We've got a very important game. The score is close, but I'd say DauT is ahead. DauT continues to be a pest in this backside. Maybe if DauT realized that Twigg had exposed to, or expanded to the south, that'd be big for him. Because he hasn't even scouted that corner yet. The DauT loves his castles, but he's also known for losing his castles. And I think he's about to lose another one on the same hill. Still doesn't mean it's not good for him on the other side, but it is beginning to look good for Twigg with military and eco numbers. He's got 100 vills, could be better, but 57 military versus DauT's 57 isn't bad. Remember, DauT's going to need to make ranged units. I actually think DauT should make... Yeah, he's making more skirms now. I think he needs more skirms in the mix. There's no reason not to make more skirms because they're good against pikes and the arbs. This castle's been so good for Twigg to protect this side, hasn't it? Maybe he should be more greedy to take the stone. Oh, he's placing a castle in the back of his base. So he's just completely giving up on this side, I guess. If DauT were to realize, that might not go up, but they're focused on the fight here. And DauT takes out another Treb and brings in skirmishers from the backside. And just like that, this might actually be the game. Another Treb goes down. DauT's castle will stand. He's got skirmishers galore. Hussar spam queued up. 36 Hussars queued with 20 skirmishers. And you look at the queue for Twigg, he's snapping like one now. Very few pikes queued. Very few skirms queued. I just don't think Vikings have the options. DauT will now take this hill for himself. He's even getting siege ram now. He wants to take this castle out. He has the gold to do it as well. He's going to make stables over here to raid the southern corner. The only area he has not seen this game. He sees everything else. DauT also has 3 relics. He's got the perfect balance of economy and military and upgrades. He's got every single blacksmith upgrade that he needs. Remember, if Twigg loses this, this is the end for him. He's had... Like, the last 2 games have been really good for Twigg. Would you guys agree? Game 3, very close, got the win. Game 4, been very close and looking like he might lose. Now, his mistakes were more so made in Game 1 and 2, and over best of 5, you got to be better when you open up a series, and that castle's done. Like, I don't care how you look at it, that castle's done. He can repair for another couple minutes, but it's done. There's a ram on the way. He's losing his army. I think Twigg's going to call it here, guys. He says, GG, good luck next. And good luck next to DauT indeed, man. DauT looked good in this best of 5. I have to say that if Twigg played Game 3 and Game 4, played Game 1 and Game 2 like he did Game 3 and Game 4, this might be a very long and competitive best of 5. If you go back and you look at game number 1, I think that Twigg was a bit shaky. He made some weird mistakes. His eco wasn't as good as it normally is. But DauT finally finishes off Twigg, and he will move on in King of the Desert, as everyone expected. And my takeaways from watching DauT play today, if he's able to get the eco rolling, if he's able to get his macro right, as always, he's in a good spot. That is a pretty general statement that could describe all Age of Empires 2 players, but with DauT, he doesn't rely that heavily on micro. So if he gets a small lead, he likes to keep that lead and expand his macro. Remember, he was later to the second town center, but he did get ballistics faster. He had the mobility working for him, hitting different sides, and Twigg was never able to get a counter in. So I think the way DauT was able to control this game with the fights, whether that means not taking a fight or taking a fight, was very good for him. And I wouldn't be surprised if he had way more of every resource. Yeah, he's got more food, more wood, and more gold. The only thing he was lacking was stone. That said, if we could please salute both for DauT, but also for Twigg. Yet again, I love to see Twigg compete in tournaments. In Hidden Cup 2 qualifiers, he was very close to making it into the main event, which was the top 16. This is a guy who recently came to DE after not coming to DE immediately when DE became the norm back in November. I think he got a new computer or whatever, started to get games in, and Twigg is a very good player. So I think respectable result for him to lose 3-1 to DauT. He brushes up game 1 and 2, and there's not a big difference between these players at all. Yeah, that's everything. That's everything. I kind of led that into another sentence that I didn't have. And we'll actually end this best of 5 now.